All right, so we're going to talk about your portfolio website. And here I have created mine for an example. All right, so this is my homepage. So I have a title, Mrs. Temple's Portfolio. I have my picture and I have a brief statement about who I am and what I do. Okay, so yours is going to talk about, you're a student and why you're taking graphic design, what your interests are, and maybe what you want to do after you graduate from high school. All right, so that's your homepage. And then down on my footer, I have my contact information, which is just my school email. I should also put like our school Instagram on here as well. All right, so let's go ahead. That's my homepage. Up here, I have my navigation. I'm going to go ahead and click on portfolio. And this is my portfolio page. So this is basically what yours how yours should be laid out. Okay, so you have your portfolio header here, and you can include like a picture that you've drawn. You can change your header pictures to something that you've created if you want to. You can create something specifically for your website. That's totally okay. I just used a generic picture to get this started. And then we're going to go in order of how we of the things that we created. So the first thing is your nameplate, and you're going to write 3 to 5 sentences to describe your project. What tools did you use? What did you do to put it together? Why did you put it together the way you did? Tell me one thing that you learned while you were doing this project. Then we have veggie head, same thing. So you have your paragraph and then the picture. Fonts have feelings, typography, poster, and I'll have this list of how the order they're supposed to go into. I will put it on this assignment. And then finally the postcard. All right, so here I think I have 10. If you did not do the fall extra credit, the leaf, then you are only going to have 9. All right, so this is what your portfolio page should look like, and I will also post this example to Classroom, to the assignment page. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and exit my preview, and then we're going to talk about how to actually create my portfolio. So let me go ahead and go to Google and walk you through the process. Okay, so to begin, we're going to go to the Google Apps icon, and you're going to click on Sites, and it's going to take you to this page. It should look like this. You should only have these up top at the header. If you've created a site before, then you'll have some examples down here of what that site looks like. If you haven't, then you will have nothing here. Okay, so I've created some websites and have some previous examples, so that's what that is. All right, so you can click on one of these templates if you want to. So if you scroll down, you've got some options here. So feel free to use one of these if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and just start with a basic template. So we're going to go ahead and use this one, the club, for this example. The process is going to be the same. You guys can change it and personalize it as you see fit. All right, so this is what it's going to look like when I first open it up. If you scroll down, it's got some preloaded information. I can delete stuff and change stuff and all of that. So up here, we have our undo button, our redo button, our preview. When we're done and we published our site, we have a link that we can copy. We can share it with others. You can have people help you and collaborate on your website if you want to. And then there's some other settings here, such as your navigation. So if you click on settings, you want your navigation to be on the top, which is the default setting. You can change it to the side, but I want you guys to have it on the top for this website. Brand images, so you can upload a brand or a logo, so which we're actually going to do next semester, so don't jump ahead of yourself. We are going to create a logo for your website. Viewer tools, so this is your icon information, anchor links, what they look like when they're showing. Analytics, so this is tracking information on how many people have visited your site. The announcement banner, so this talks about the banner that's displayed above your site content. So we're just going to leave all of this in default mode for now. And what we're going to do is oh, this is more. So this is like version history, how many times you've changed it. You can duplicate your site, you can report a problem, help, and take a tour. And then when you're all done, you're going to publish your website. All right. So in order for me to be able to see it, you're going to have to publish it. Okay. All right. So let's talk about these tabs. In this first tab here, this is one that you're going to use for on each page of your site. So this has some information that you're going to put. So you can put text boxes, images, you can embed code from other websites or other places on the internet. You can upload photos from your Google Drive, which is what you're going to do. There's some layouts here. You're actually going to use these when you add your work into your portfolio. We're just going to click on this one, this first one, to add one picture with a paragraph. You have some collapsible text, some other stuff here too as well. Okay. All right. So in your pages, this one actually has 3 pages that are already provided for me. So I have a home page, an events page, and let's see what's on here, and an about page. Okay, so you are actually only going to need 2 pages. So you're going to have a home page, and we're going to change this one to portfolio. Portfolio, just portfolio is fine. And we're going to delete any additional pages. Unless you want to add additional pages, you can. So to add another page, you would click on this plus and click on new page and type the name of the page and then hit done, and it would create a brand new page with a blank layout for you. Okay, which actually I think I'm going to use this one for my portfolio page instead because it's blank and I want to start with a nice blank page. So I'm going to delete this one. Okay, so now I have a home page and a portfolio page. So on your home page, oh, and then you also have themes. So up here you can change this, kind of change the style of your portfolio. So if you go through, you can see what's changing. It's not a whole lot. It doesn't give you a whole lot of customization in that aspect, but it can be something different. All right, you can click here and change the colors that you choose for your line, and then this also affects like the text, the hyperlinks, I'm sorry, of your site. So whichever one, and then you can change the font style, so light, classic, or heavy. Okay, so whichever one you want to choose is fine. I want you guys to personalize this as much as possible, as much as you can personalize a Google site. Go ahead and personalize it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go to my pages, make sure I'm on my home page. I can change this title here. So I'm going to name this Mrs. Temple's Portfolio. You can stretch this box out to fit across the entire page. And if you notice those grid lines behind, those are my my grids to lay out my website. I can bring it in closer and shrink it down, but I'm going to go ahead and stretch it out across the entire page. I can change the style. So if I wanted a title, normal, heading, subheading, these all make it different sizes. I can change if it's bold, italic. The alignment, I can add a link here, or I can reset my formatting or just delete it altogether. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I don't want it right here because I'm going to put my logo up there later. You can change your image. If you click on the image, you drop down this arrow, you can upload a picture that you've created, or you can select an image. There are some templates, some free, pictures that are provided. I'm just going to choose a generic one. You can also select one from your Google Drive. I'm just going to use the template one for now. So I'm going to go ahead and hit select, and it's going to adjust it really quick for readability so it's not super either too dark or too bright for the text that I used. You can change the header type. So I want you guys to do banner only. If you did cover, it would be the entire page. Large banner would be really big. Okay, banner only or title only. We don't want the title only. We want to have a nice banner picture. Okay, so just click on banner, which should be the default. All right, so where it says purpose, I'm going to come in here and delete some of these other things that we've got going on. So this is my footer, and I can change this. So this says get involved. I'm going to go ahead and just delete these. So if I click on them, just going to hit delete, and then I'm going to stretch this out, and I'm going to change this to my name, to my email address, and I'm going to center it. And if I had the icon for Instagram, I could put it here and then link it to our class Instagram. All right, so I'm going to come through and delete some of this other stuff that I don't need. So if you start with a blank template, it's great because you don't have to worry about coming in here and deleting all this stuff. So, which is why it's good to start with a blank template. All right, so the purpose, where it says purpose, I'm going to go ahead and change this to about me. Actually, I'm going to delete this as well. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this. So I just have a nice blank slate. I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to go ahead and click on layouts. And I'm going to click on this first one and add this first layout. So I'm going to go ahead and type in about me. And then I'm going to go to and this is where you're going to type your information about you. I'm just going to copy all of this. And go back to my other page and paste it right here. And then I'm going to add my image. So to add my image, I'm going to click on the plus, and then I'm going to go from drive. Okay, so I know that my picture is in my recents folder, so your guys' pictures, you know how to navigate your Google Drive by now, hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and look for it. I've gone through a lot of stuff this weekend, so I might have to pause it and search for it. Let's see. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it in there. And it doesn't quite fit. I want it to be a little bit bigger. I can either stretch it out like this, or I can click on this box right here where it says uncrop, and it kind of crops it for me. I'm going to go ahead and kind of crop it in a little bit more so it takes off this thank you. So I'm going to zoom in and move it down just like that. This was a picture that was drawn by one of my honor students. I'm going to go ahead and click done. And there's my about me and my statement. All right, so my about me page is done. I am good to move on to my next page. So I'm going to go ahead and click on pages and click on portfolio. This saves automatically, just like everything else with Google. It's automatic. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same picture for my header on each page that I create. If you guys are creating your own artwork and adding your own artwork to your headers, please feel free to use different images for your portfolio. Just make sure that it fits within that banner space. Okay, so now that I have my portfolio, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to go to layouts. And so for each project, I'm just going to name each one nameplate. And I'm going to talk about my process, why you created it, what tools did you use, what did you learn. I'm going to upload it from my drive. And again, mine is in the recents. Yours should be in your Google Classroom folder. Let's see. We have to go down quite a ways. Oh man. Oh, there it is. All right. So with the nameplate, I know that it's not going to fit. So I'm going to click on this uncrop box and make it fit. If I wanted to make the text smaller, I could just shrink it down like this and it moves over. And then I can make this a little bigger if I wanted to. I can also place this above or below. So anywhere you drag it, You can stretch it out, but you notice it doesn't fit in there anymore. So just be careful if you do that. Okay. So however you want to lay it out, just as long as, actually I would put this below. You can also put it so it's all by itself, just like that. So it's not attached to that. All right. So that is my nameplate. Again, I prefer it on the side. So what I would have to do is undo my last couple steps. And just like that. All right, so then I'm going to repeat that process. I'm going to go ahead and click on layouts, and it's going to put a new layout right below. And this is going to be veggie head. Guys, make sure that you're checking your spelling, okay? Make sure that you have proper spelling on your website. If you've got that red line, so let's see, I'd go like this. If you've got that red line, make sure to hover and right click and go, okay, I need to change that word. Okay, so, and then I would go to from drive and add my veggie head. All right, so you're going to repeat this process for each project that we've created. And again, I will list each one so you have them. And these are not all mine. I did take some of your work to create my website, so I thought they were fun. I always like to use student examples. And I don't know what happened to my Homer Simpson guy. For some reason, I can't find him in my Google Drive. Okay, so you could like flip this and put this on this side, so each one kind of alternates if you want to, or you can keep them all the same. That's up to you. You can, that's a way you can personalize and customize your website. All right, so that is the general idea of laying out your website. If you guys have questions, please feel free to send me an email if we are out of class, and I will answer it as best as possible. Oh, I did forget. Okay, so sorry, I did not complete it. So when I'm all done, when I've got all of my work here, I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. And this is going to publish my website. So I'm going to give it an address. So I'm going to name it Mrs. Temple's Portfolio. And so one word. Okay, yeah, it's going to underline it and tell you it's spelled wrong, but this is what it's going to look like when you publish it. So I don't know if, I can't have periods. I can't have spaces. If I do have spaces, it gives it a dash. So I guess you could if you wanted to. So this is what the name is going to look like when you link it. All right, and then you're going to hit publish. And there you go. So now I can view it. So if I go here to copy publish link site, you're going to send this link to me. You can view what it looks. So when you go on that link, you can go here, copy link, and paste that to the assignment. You can preview your site. So this is what it's going to look like. Click on home and portfolio. Okay. And to close that out, you click on this X. If you make any changes, even adding a period to the end of a word, you still are going to have to go back and hit publish for those changes to take effect. Okay. Not a huge deal. Just make sure if you add something to your portfolio that you hit publish. That way it takes hold and reflects the changes that you've made. Okay. If you change pages, you are going to have to resend me the link. So don't send me the link until you are absolutely positively done completing this part of your portfolio. So like if you finish it today and you decide you wanted to add something different or change something, you are going to have to send me the new published link. Okay. All right. Again, so if you guys have questions, please feel free to email me if we are not in class, and I will help you as best I can.